So welcome to this episode of Collective Conversations. And I
I love
have
that.
got lovely Laura here, who is part of the Parent Support Collective. She is an amazing human, and you're going to find out more about her and more about what the collective is. And yeah, it's going to be an exciting conversation. I'm really excited about it. So welcome.
Oh, thank you for having me. Oh,
It's it's so
it's so
great to have you
exciting.
here. So, um, so Laura, tell us a bit about who you are and yeah, and how we know each other.
It's kind of, we've known each other for years now, haven't
I
we?
know it's years.
And then it turns out that we actually have friends in
Oh,
common,
we've got so
but we didn't
many.
meet when you were in Leeds.
Yeah, we've
So I
got so
now live
many.
in Leeds, but we met online. I'm not quite sure how, but we met online when I was living in Vietnam and Cambodia,
Yep,
traveling during COVID,
yep.
where we hid from the pandemic in Saigon in Ho Chi Minh City, and and I was at that time I was conscious parenting coach, and you
Yes.
were doing your coaching, and I was kind of looking up
Hmm.
to you like one day I'll be like so. So we're having all these
We were
wonderful
both conscious
conversations.
parenting coaches, huh? Yeah.
Oh, it's nice when we get together and we just go off down a little rabbit hole, don't we? Because we can all just start and
Yeah.
not have to explain everything, and it's very nice to be
Yeah.
able to like info dump together, isn't
Yes.
it? See all the ins
Special
and outs.
interest much?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, that's how we met, wasn't it? And it's funny, at the beginning of that year of 2020, I had been doing like, I've been coaching, doing parenting groups and courses and things for years in person. And I had this idea to go online. And
No,
people were like, oh, I don't think. And I was like, there was so much resistance. And in January 2020, I did my first online course version of the course that I'd been delivering for years. So I did that online, and I was like, oh, gosh, I'm not sure how I'm going to get people to come online. And then the whole world shut down. I was like, oh, that's
oh,
how
there
then.
we go.
That's how we're
I'm
going to go
like
online
a
then.
trailblazer. It's like early adopters
So,
by
and
accident.
then I was like, because nobody knew what Zoom was, and I was like, oh, and then everybody knew what Zoom was. I'm like,
We always say that. I know we'll talk about it a bit like for our tutoring company, and people always say, "Is there a particular platform?" And I said, "No, as long as it's safe and it's encrypted,
yeah,
because whatever you went to during COVID is the one that you know and love, and you
yeah.
hate all the other ones, and that's fine. Like I can't cope with Google Meet. I just no offense to
Oh
it.
my gosh,
It's
I
just
can't
I went to
either.
Zoom and I know Zoom and I get Zoom,
Yeah,
but other people feel the same it for what I like. So like, as long as it's something that you're happy with and the parent is happy with, knock yourselves out.
that's so funny, isn't it? Because I'm this
But we
Google
all go
Meet.
back to that dark day.
I'm like, but it's because I'd already been using Zoom for about 3 years before I even knew that I was using it. I was using it for things, and I didn't even know I was using it. Like I was going on webinars and stuff. Do you know what I mean? And I
Oh
didn't
yeah.
even know that it was hosted on Zoom
Oh,
for
it's
for
like a thing,
years.
innit?
And then I started using it myself and stuff. And then I was like, oh, so I'd been using it a good year um, before the pandemic. So I was like,
That little
oh,
bubble that feels like it didn't exist. It's really
yeah,
weird now, isn't
I know. So yeah, so it's great to have a bit of a catch up with you and
it?
welcome you. Let me officially welcome you into the Parent Support Collective. So for
I am
those who,
really loving it. It's the thing that got me on school.
oh
Nothing else got me on.
yes,
And then I got your message and I was like, yep, I'll jump for Sarah.
yes. It's so interesting, isn't it? And talking about being early adopters, because I don't, you know, I think the school is growing at such a rate. In the last few months, it's gone. Um, and that's really interesting when you've been using it for a while, and I've been using it for a while and in and out of it and stuff for like, I don't know, 8 year 18 months, something like that.
Oh,
um
really? Gosh.
yeah, but it's really going poof now,
Oh,
um over the last few months, and the functionality is changed. I mean, what the creators are doing with it, they're making it like the functionality of Zoom as well on there. Oh
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
good.
So you can host lots of stuff on
Oh, I might have
there.
to go and poke around myself.
Aha, aha. So yeah, if you want a link, I've got a link for you. If
Oh,
you want
yeah,
to create your own
send it.
Zoom, no, not Zoom, school. Um, yeah, I'll pop it under the show notes as well. So it is really growing. It's really, the functionality in it is, it's great, and you can have tiered memberships and all sorts of stuff that you literally couldn't have a few months ago. So when I first started, I was like, I was waiting for the new functionality to come out, and I'm like, oh, we've got tiers now, and oh, we've got, different things. So within Zoom, school within school, there's, yeah, so there's, within the Parent Support Collective, there's different tiers of membership. So you can come in completely free, do stuff to help regulate and calm stuff down at home, and access all of the collective conversations. You can access all of those, and the community chat and all of that. And then, like, there's currently, as we're recording, there's a $9 tier, and there's a $47 tier. And you get more access to more stuff,
You know,
basically.
that's so good because if you can't, well, I'm kind of putting my parent coach hat back on. Like, if you
Mm.
can't regulate, you can't think of the deeper stuff. So you need to
Exactly.
do the hair on fire. Like, I just need to like stop
Exactly.
losing my temper, or actually sometimes, when I used to work with people, like, it would be I'm not losing my temper with the children,
Hmm.
but I'm swallowing it and I'm sick. Like,
Yeah.
even if you're not actually, but it feels bad. It feels like I know this is bad for me, and I have to find
Yeah.
something else other than
Hmm.
suppress and then paste a smile because it
Exactly.
that works for a while,
Yeah. Yeah.
but in the long term, we don't need that. So yeah,
Exactly.
it's really great. People can come in,
And
get the
get that.
skills, can't like get
Yeah.
into a space, and then the kind of more
Hmm.
functional problem solving brain where you go deeper, which then makes you not need the regulation so much.
Exactly. Exactly. So there's yeah, so there's Karma Parents, Karma Kids is where I kind of go. That's where, if you're coming in for parenting, start there, Um, so that you can get that, like you say, get regulated, know how to do that, and then you can move on to the other things, and go deeper and get some foundational skills in place, and then a whole freaking
Oh,
toolkit.
yeah, it does. It's
A whole
amazing.
freaking toolkit
Opens up.
opens up so much, doesn't it? And there's the money flow activator in there as well, which is about, well, it's
You
foundations
see,
of
this is just before New
money.
Year. We're recording this. This is very much a New Yeary thing that I kind of.
Yeah.
Let's go into a new journaling episode. There'll be a new
Yes.
notebook.
New notebook. New note. I literally just bought one yesterday. It was golden sparkly. I had to. I had
I
to.
have
Have you got golden sparkly one as well?
trees and it's beautiful. Oh, Sarah, we need to meet.
We so do, don't we? So yeah, I've just got my gold sparkly. Yeah. So let's dive into the magic that you bring into the collective. I'm so excited that Laura is part of it. Not only is she on the same page with gentle and conscious parenting, because before we pressed record, we were just talking a little bit about our experiences with that. So, uh, for me, like, I've been doing this, 15 years. I've been holding space for others and doing groups and courses and things like that. And this realization, it sounds like we've had the same kind of journey, similar journey, in
Yeah.
that, oh, okay, so, because obviously, gentle and conscious parenting is really great, particularly for, well, all kids and all humans, and we've had a conversation about that before. And I suppose more recently, my awareness and your awareness has grown around, and the awareness of the planet around neurodivergence and neurodivergent families, and autistic, ADHD, dyslexic, dyspraxic, all the things, all the beautiful
Things.
colours of divergent brains. And this awareness for me, and I don't have a percentage, but what I just seem to know is every it feels like every parent that I've spoken to and that I've ever supported is neurodivergent, or their children are, or both, and all of the above, right?
I mean,
Um,
I'm the, what the Guardian always, I don't know, it's not quite complain like we're like, oh, it's all these women in their late 30s, early 40s being diagnosed with ADHD. And I'm like, it's me,
Hello, hello.
39, 39. I got my diagnosis.
Yeah,
Well,
I
we're
don't
going to go
have a
classification, not
diagnosis.
diagnosis.
I don't have a diagnosis, but I just know it's blatantly obvious to me.
Exactly.
And, looking at my family and, all of it's blatantly obvious to me. I partly don't have a diagnosis because I live in Scotland and I don't have right to choose. I have no right and cannot
But
choose. So I'm on a very long waiting list, which is about 10 years, apparently.
yeah, oh no, actually, I got this wonderful letter from the West Yorkshire that says, oh, it used to be a 7-year waiting list and now it's indefinite, it's paused. So here's your diagnosis, but you need to wait 7 to 10 years to have a psychologist appointment. I was like, okay.
Well, at least they're doing the diagnosis then.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly. It's a start.
it's a start. It's a
It's like,
start.
off you go, little bird.
Off you go. And now you've got a
For
label
41
for
years.
it. Now you
Yeah,
know you're a robin. And like knowing you're a robin doesn't make any. Well, it does make a difference
yeah,
to your life, but you know, this is the thing. I've been supporting people with gentle and conscious parenting approaches for a long time, and a lot of what I was big on as well, which I've changed my view of this a bit, was not putting labels on things, right? Because we can fall into um, kind of labeling ourselves or children and that kind of thing, and making judgments, and that getting in the way of how we be with each other, right?
yeah. I
And
think like any tool
yeah,
can be used for good or for oversimplifying, and
yeah, yeah,
then actually it can become a barrier. It depends how we use it, doesn't it?
exactly. It totally depends how we use it. And I see the massive value in actually knowing what's going on, but the knowing is just the knowing, and then
It's just
we've
to know
got
it, yeah.
then you've got the living and the being, and how you use that knowledge to inform how you support yourself, your family, your kids, and all of it. And that's where it really starts. And my opinion, and I suspect your opinion probably is too, you know these kind of parenting approaches are the only really way of meeting other humans, really,
Well,
and
it's a bit
little
like,
people.
how people say like you can either make time for like health and wellness and do the fitness and the healthy eating. I'm not saying that I'm brilliant at this, but you can either make time for the health and the wellness, or you make time for the sickness at the end. And
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely right now. I have like this massive pillow behind me because I did not do this, and I started running too quickly after having baby four, and I have a herniated disc now, and it's always like I'm living that
Oh.
like, oh, I should have gone slower. I knew I should have gone back to Pilates first, but I wanted to run, and it's like that,
Oh, yeah.
and like we can force the compliance with punishments and threats and fear, and then age 15, 16, it tends to blow up because we've
Yes.
created that. And
Yeah.
again, I have 4 children. I'm not perfect. I make a pig's ear of it all the time. I spend quite a lot of time apologizing and talking through, rupture and repair and,
Yeah.
and all of that. I'm not
Absolutely.
saying that I do it perfectly because I don't, and I don't think it's possible
It's
or
not. It's not
advisable,
about.
actually.
It's not about perfection. That's not the
Yeah,
goal.
yeah, exactly. It's just human life with love, isn't it?
Yes, I
And
love
if
that,
we're
human
perfect,
life with
yeah.
love.
Oh, I know.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
give
write that
I'm gonna
down.
give some of this. Human life with love. Let's say that
Ah,
again. Human
see,
life with
yay, new
love.
features.
Love it. Human life with love. Love
Yeah.
it. So yeah, there's obviously gentle conscious parenting inside the collective, but also like so much stuff. So it's like a co-created space that is growing, and I can't actually fully tell people what it is because it's growing and changing. It has lots of great stuff already in it, and it's going to have more stuff. And one
I'm
of
gonna
the
poke
things,
around over Christmas.
yeah, one of the things that I'm really passionate about as well is showcasing amazing people like yourself, like we're doing today, because I attract lots of neurodivergent people into my life. I have realized because I just thought, well, it wasn't even a thing for me because we're just all people, and
I think when you beam out safety, the people who need the safety come and find you
yeah.
in a way.
Oh, that's so
See, there you
nice.
go.
Oh, that's so nice.
It's like when you sit on a bus and somebody comes and tells you their life story, and you're like,
Yeah, like all the time, whenever I
all
go
the
anywhere,
time.
always, all my
All the
life.
time.
Like whenever I go on a train, I'm like, I know the person's life story next to me, always. So, mm,
How it
yeah.
happens. But I think that there's a lot of subtle cues, like nervous system cues, that we are not aware of consciously.
Mm,
Because polyvagal theory is very much my bag. And
mm,
I think that when people sort of do emanate just through how they are and how they act and the micro
mm,
expressions and the way they
hmm.
speak, I think it broadcasts safety on a
Yeah.
lower level to other people, and then they just sit and they're happy to be in the space. And the
Mm,
people who don't do that, they will tend to. I mean, I'm actually more aware of it myself now. I've kind of dived a bit more deeply into the theory of how I will just swerve around people who are a bit aggressive or a bit grumpy, and
mm,
then the flip side of that is, oh, it's safe to sit here.
hmm.
And I think, yeah, well, it
Yeah.
sounds like that's what you're creating online as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And thank you for that acknowledgement. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I received that.
Yeah.
I received that. That's one of the things. So people who join the Parent Support Collective, right? There's something called the Money Flow Activator in there, and it sounds like it's about money, but really it's about being able to receive and being open to receive, which parents, particularly mums, I think can find really challenging because you know the getting into that place of giving and looking after everybody, particularly mums, like taking care of everybody else and putting yourself last and being rewarded for sacrificing yourself, like from
And also, it's like
society.
uncouth to take the compliments as well. It's
Mm.
weird. That's a
Americans
societal
much
thing,
better
isn't
at
it?
it, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's taken me years to, and I don't. It must have been some like a coaching or a therapy course, something that I had been on,
Yeah.
and it was I'd come out of that and I'd realised that people would, say, "Oh, I really like your dress." I'd be like, "Oh no, I got it secondhand. That's fine." And that I had
Uh-huh.
that. I mean, I'm literally doing it with my hand, like batting it off.
Yeah, like
Like if
bat,
someone
bat
would offer a
away
compliment,
the
I'd be like,
compliments.
oh no, it's nothing. It's
Yeah.
nothing. We stayed up all night. No, it's nothing. And I've had to retrain myself to go, cue, and then just shut up. But for
Yeah.
me to not bat it off, just say, thank you. That's
Thank
a
you.
really kind thing
Yeah.
to say. Well, I'm a much happier person.
Yeah. Let it
Shockingly.
in.
Yeah,
Let it
exactly. I
in.
was really averse, and I'm not sure why. I think maybe I thought it was rude to let it in, or not
Mm.
sure.
Well, I
I like
think,
not being that way.
yeah. I love that. I'm going to give you some love, and
Yay!
it is a bit of a British thing, really.
It is, isn't
I think
it?
it is a bit of a British thing. So, yeah. So, yeah, hopefully people listening to this, let it in. Let
Let
the
it in.
compliments in, let the stuff in, like welcome
Even when
it.
it feels weird at first.
Yeah. Even when it
Because
feels
I think
weird.
at one point all I could manage was to take a deep breath because I'd be like, oh, my nervous system would be like, oh, compliment, get rid of it. And I'd have to go, thank you, that's really kind. And that's all I could manage.
Yeah.
And actually, and it took probably a couple of even a couple of years of just being
Mm.
able to say, thank you, that's a really kind thing to say. And then it's sort of I could feel it after that. It's not quite fake it if you make it, but it's like just try it, even when it feels clunky, because we're
Mm.
rewiring neural pathways, we're
Yeah.
rewiring ways of behaving. And
Yeah.
that's it's not hard because the brain is incredible and the plasticity is there even as we get older, we now know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it is an effort to change our pathways, isn't it? And to change our
It
behavior
is.
patterns. But it's so worth it.
It is so worth it. It is so worth it. Um, Now, talking of change, you made some big changes, didn't you? Because obviously when we first connected, we were both doing the parenting support, and you're still supporting parents,
Yeah.
but in a kind of different way now. So how did that kind of come about?
Oh. So yeah, the context. So I actually remember the last podcast that we recorded.
Mm.
I was in a hotel room in Phnom Penh in
Yes.
Cambodia, just like, where was this my life? And so we were based in Cambodia and like traveling. No, we were based in Vietnam and we were traveling around. And so we, as soon as the borders opened after COVID, we were like, okay, we have to go to Angkor Wat. So we did all of that traveling and things, and we had a wonderful time. And because of us being an expat family, I was able to get like domestic support. We had this really wonderful, oh, Minnie. She was just like the most wonderful human, and she came and she helped us out. Things just domestic tasks like cooking, cleaning, one of these things, and that enabled me as a mom of three kids under seven at that time. It enabled me to have this amazing business online
How
of the parenting coaching and support and
how
it was wonderful.
amazing! How amazing! I
It
mean,
was.
just
And I was really resistant. I was so resistant to it at first. I was like, no, I'll do it all
mm,
myself. So I
you know,
had this.
it's
But
interesting. We have a cleaner.
oh, I
Again,
had like a big thing about getting a cleaner as well. Like it's so
it took
strange.
us months. It took us months. The first time we had a cleaner, um, was when our girls had like our eldest had severe allergies and a severe dust mite allergy, and we were just like, we just can't manage this. We just can't manage the level. We were like steaming
Yeah, my
our
childhood friend had that, and
our
I remember hoovering them
our
up. It
two
was
carpets
disgusting.
got steamed every on a weekly basis, and all our floors got completely, that the whole house got steamed once a week. It was just
Sorry.
like to
I'd
try and
never be able to go with that. Yes, you need
it
help.
was just it was insane. And so that's what enabled us to actually allow help
Sometimes you need a
in.
push, isn't it? Yeah,
That
it's
push. So anybody listening, you
get the
know,
help.
get the help, say yes, ask
We
for the
actually had a
help,
cleaner after
allow it
baby
in.
four was born in the UK.
Hmm.
I've skipped ahead a bit. So we actually had a cleaner for a year just because I was like, I need help.
Yeah.
And it came a lot easier. But yeah, so when we were over in Southeast Asia, we were able to have help. And then I was able to have this business, but I was also home educating the three. And it was, still challenging, but great. And then we came back to the UK in 2023
Hmm.
and it was just me again. So
I bet that was a shock.
really was. And also it was really cold.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, I paused the parenting coaching and then we had, my dad was ill and things. So it wasn't there wasn't space. So, we
Mm.
went back to kind of normal. It's not normal anymore, but what was normal for us was John working full time, my husband, and me, doing the home ed and the kid thing and us just trying to juggle managing the house between us.
Yeah.
And then like a whole load of other stuff happened. So people were still messaging me and still coming in, and I was still keeping in touch with clients. And obviously, because you don't just stop
Mm.
when it's your heart, when it's like your heart's
Mm.
soul driven career, like you can't just stop. So, I
Mm.
was still having people coming in and because the same as you would realize that a lot of my clients by accident, I don't know, were neurodivergent families,
Mm-hmm.
and we were answering because I am a qualified teacher and I was a school leader at one point for a Waldorf school, lovely Waldorf school in North Yorkshire. It was amazing. So
Oh,
I had all of
nice.
this experience. I have a master's in education and curriculum design, and all these people were coming in. Uh, and I was just offering this EHCP, Education and Healthcare Plan. And I know in Scotland it's called ASN, isn't it? Additional
Aha.
needs, additional learning. Oh, ALN.
AEL, I think.
I don't know, additional learning needs, that kind of thing. And
Yeah.
I'm in England now, back in Yorkshire, and special educational needs and disability. So, and I was just kind of giving this advice out, and parents were saying, "This is really helpful. Charge me," and I was like, "No, no, no." And then so lots of things happened in last year that we had baby four. And in a two, I was just telling you about it, like a 2 hour blink and she's out, like, oh my goodness. Like the midwife arrived five
Here
minutes
I
before she was
come.
born, home birth. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she lives how she was born. She's very much. Yeah, Indigo is very much her own person. So I was
Yeah.
so worried that a fourth baby wouldn't be heard. She laughs in my face daily. And and then so yeah, also at the same time, so she was born, my dad passed away in a very weird circle of life. It was very, very
Mm.
strange and obviously awful. And and we had all of these conversations. Oh, and somewhere in there, my husband got made redundant. It was all just, and we just said, you know what? Because he's a teacher as well. And we said, we've been talking about having our own tutoring company, meeting the needs of all these, because we have privately tutored, since like 2016 on and off.
Mm-hmm.
And we always ended up doing that. And it was, without knowing it, it was trauma informed. It was
Mm-hmm.
conscious tutoring, which isn't a thing maybe I should trademark.
Conscious
But
tutoring, I love that. Yes, new
it's like
business
conscious
name.
parenting,
Conscious tutoring.
but all of this is trauma-informed tutoring.
Yeah.
And me and John just looked at each other and we were like, okay, so like everything is exploded and let's just do it. Let's just jump. So we created a company called The Motivated Learner.
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted it to be called The Motivated Learner because we're really passionate about motivation coming from inside you, the intrinsic motivation as opposed to the avoidance of punishment, or, the
Yeah.
Alfie Kohn book, Punishment by Rewards. It's not about the star charts, it's not about the grades or the numbers. And I know that
Mm-hmm.
that's a bit reductive because they do matter in a way, but we want it to be from inside. And also, we support a lot of SEND students, and we didn't
Mm-hmm.
want them to feel othered, like the special
Yeah.
needs company. It's just not cool. It's not cool at all.
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah,
the
yeah.
motivated learner gives everybody they could be proud of that. Be like, I'm working for my own motivation, whatever their needs are and whatever level they're at. So that's why we settled on that.
Yeah.
And when we decided, like, okay, so let's do it, we kind of set the shop up, as it were. And on the 31st of January, which was my daughter's birthday last year, the big one, the number one of four, I said, okay, everyone, and went on social media and said, I'm open for business now. I'm coming back from maternity leave. And I was full by Valentine's Day. And
Yeah.
John had already been jam packed as full as he could go with four kids because we now both work part time. And then people were ringing and saying, "Do you have a maths teacher? Do you have a geography teacher? I'm doing GCSE Spanish and I'm stuck. Do you have this?" And then we just looked at each other again and said, "Are we in? Are we in? Are we not in?" And we jumped. And I decided that since it was ours, safeguarding is top because I'm a designated safeguarding lead and I have been for like 18 years because
Mm.
I'm older than I think I am. Doesn't feel like it. So yeah, safeguarding is our priority, especially working with learners who may be in like vulnerable situations. And
Mm.
so safeguarding is a priority, and also it had to be trauma informed.
Mm-hmm.
And so I created the trauma informed educators course, and all of our tutors go on this course and so we actually are the UK's first trauma informed tutoring company.
How
And
exciting!
and
Oh
I
my
said it
gosh,
really
let me just
quickly.
give you some celebrations
It
there.
feels
How
like
cool is
it.
that?
Also, how has it not happened yet? Still, has it not happened yet? I mean, there are a lot of tutoring companies doing great stuff,
Yeah.
who are in many ways trauma informed. So we work on EOTAS packages, which is educated other than at school, with learners who are not able to access school. So
Mm-hmm.
perhaps they've burnt out, or they have maybe they're neurodivergent, and school is just not the right place for them. It's too overwhelming. It doesn't suit them. Young people who work here or who are in like pupil referral units or
Mm.
alternative provision. Obviously, we home educate our four. I mean, the baby doesn't really count, but she comes along for the ride. But
Yeah.
there's no plans to send her to school as yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of home ed families. So we just say non-mainstream learners.
Yes.
So of
Lovely.
course, people who go to school are very welcome as well.
Yes. Well, I love that. I
It's
love
so
that.
exciting.
It's it's it's
I cannot believe how big it's got, how quickly.
it's great, and I
Oh,
know that obviously um you have a team. You have a team of tutors,
yeah,
so there's opportunities there for people as well. Um, because I'm sure as you grow, you'll need more and more people, right? So
yes, we do.
so
And do you
that's
know what's
great.
really surprised me? And I haven't really puzzled it out now. And I can only think that it must be because there's a lot of people who, like me, were teaching within the system, as it were,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
And it's this horrible feeling when you know you're not meeting the needs of the children in your class, but you haven't got the
Hmm.
training and you haven't got the time. Like I had no time as a class teacher,
Yeah.
and I would break myself to try and do the right things, to create the right resource, to create the space for these children who, what I taught in inner city Bradford. So a lot of my class, in fact, I remember one year I had year six, and my whole class was non-native English speakers.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
and they were wonderful and fabulous, and a lot of them did speak kind of functional English, but
Hmm.
we're expected to meet the same targets
Yeah.
as the leafy suburbs with British born kids who only spoke English and
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
tutors and enrichment, and it was just, and not even counting the extra needs in that case. and
Yes. Yeah.
and what we forgot is lots of really experienced, quite a lot of like department heads have come to tutor for us, and it's blown me away. And like senior leaders have come to work for our school, and also some really my kids always say, like, but you're a subversive teacher, Mum. I'm not quite sure what that means, but we have a lot of like
Subversive teacher.
subversive teachers, and also parents, teachers, or you don't have to be a qualified teacher. Most of our teachers are qualified teachers, but
Hmm.
also people who've just been around and seen stuff and worked in awesome roles like youth work and support and traveled a
Yeah.
lot. It's just incredible the pot that we have, and a lot of people who parent neurodivergent kids,
Hmm.
therefore they've taken their kids out of school, or they've supported along a tricky, they've had the tricky mornings of getting their kids to go to wherever their provider is,
Yeah. Yeah.
which means that they can empathize with the parents that we support and those families. It's
Hmm.
honestly, I just wake, and this is so twee and it is cliche, but I'm so happy. Like, wake
Yay!
up and I
So
log on and I'm like,
cool.
I get to do the, and I haven't always had that with my career. Like, what an amazing, it's just incredible. It's an
Yeah,
incredible job.
so cool. It's so cool and so lovely to see you following your heart
Yeah.
and,
I sat
making
on it for a
making a
long time as
difference.
well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, because it can be tricky to work out like how you do things.
Especially
And
when you've got all the kids, and it's
mm,
like, can we jump? I think in some ways, I don't know whether John I don't know whether John agrees. So when he got the email, and actually it kind of worked out in the end, but when he got his message saying, actually, we don't need you next year, thanks, but no thanks. And we were like, that's our income. And I remember I turned to John and said, this is the universe giving us a push.
yeah,
And
giving
he
you a
went,
shove.
bless him, he went, I'm not able to hear that message. I'm going out for a run.
Bless.
But
Yeah.
actually, when we look back on it, even though it's only a year and a bit ago, I can't see that we would have created this without quite violent push.
Sometimes you need a big old push, don't you?
Yeah,
Sometimes you do need a big
out of
old
the
push.
safety zone, because
Hmm. Hmm.
we've often said things like, "Oh, we've got three kids. How can we?" And of course now we have four. But like we have all these children. Like, who are we to gamble? And actually, it's paid off massively, because it's not really a gamble when you're following your heart. So
Yeah, and when you're bringing all your skills,
yeah, it's true.
and um, yeah, I kind of feel a little bit like a little bit like that with this collective, and just like where it's going to go. But I think it will be what it's going to be. And what I do know is that I'm bringing together amazing people into this space and resources for
But I
families,
think
and
sometimes when you have too
you
much of a
know,
plan, you blunt it.
yeah,
And so
yeah,
there's a difference between like throwing stuff at the wall and then just be like, meh, it'll be.
hmm,
But there's a halfway, isn't there, in
there
between, where
is.
we
I think,
see, and you be open to collaborating,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's where the conversations spark and then ideas spark from there. And it's
absolutely, and just allowing it to be. And it reminds me of like home educating actually, because it is that since
yeah.
we last had a conversation, obviously, we started home educating. So,
Yes, I saw that. So exciting, because
so
yeah, your
it's
girls
like,
were in Steiner Waldorf school, weren't they, for a
yes,
while, for primary, and then
yes, yeah. So my eldest is gone all the way through, and she's still there. She will finish there.
so excited.
Um, so she's gone from kindergarten right up to 18. She will have gone the whole
Oh,
stretch, which
what
is
beautiful experience!
amazing,
It's so
amazing.
beautiful.
And like it doesn't suit everybody.
Yeah.
or there's no utopia anywhere. You might find that like a mainstream school with a fantastic teacher works really well for your child, um, or you might find that school that there's not a school that is meeting their needs, or there's a issue with a particular teacher. Like, one of the
All
downsides
kinds of variables.
to this the Steiner school that
Oh
I've
yeah, you
witnessed a
have the
lot of
teacher
people
all the way through,
encounter.
don't you?
If you Because you've got a teacher for a long time, and if you've got them for 8 years, and that is a difficult relationship, or maybe the teacher isn't meeting the needs of the class in the best way, then and if that's not being managed, then that can be a challenge. It can
Yeah.
be a challenge, and then
I remember speaking to it was a which she's American, so she's like a homeschool mum, like they use homeschool obviously over there.
mhm.
Um, and she had four children. Little did I know that that was going to be me one day. And I was like, "How do you do it all?" And she said, "Depends on the kid, depends on the year."
Yeah.
And she was like, we just reassess every year. And because sometimes they were a Texan family living in Vietnam. And she said, sometimes when we're in Texas, like they go to school and they just go to like straight up public school. They do the thing, they come home. I don't have a role in that apart from making sure they do their homework and,
Mhm.
sorting things out. And other times, we'll spend 3 years home educating and we'll have, one is doing exams and they choose to go to school. Another one is doing different exams and they choose to be at home. And we just, depends on the kid, depends on the year. And I really needed to hear that at the
Oh my
time.
gosh. Do you
Because
know, I was gonna sometimes I ask people for a tip, or something they want to leave the listener with.
that's it.
But I love how beautifully organically that's just come out,
Yeah.
because I think
Because you
so
have
many
to know
people will
your
want to.
child.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so many people will need to hear that, you know?
I needed to hear that as an experienced educator.
Mm.
I still needed to, because, some years, like, I mean, one of our eldest is 11. Well, she'll be 11 in January. She's currently doing her GCSE history and English language. And at the
Wow.
time when she said she wanted to do it, I was like, "Are you sure? Do you really want to do that?" And she just said, "Are you putting a ceiling on me because of my age?" And I was like, "No, no, no."
I
And I
love
felt
it.
really comfortable about feet because I had this, I didn't know that was one of my triggers is like about being the pushy mum. And I
Hmm.
was like, well, if you're doing GCSEs, am I the pushy mum? She's like, well, no, because I've chosen it. You're just there.
I love that. I
And
love
so
that.
now we use a thing called the £2 tuition hub, and it's recorded videos, and we sort of do it together. We
Hmm.
go. I have a co-working space that I go to do my motivated learner admin on a Saturday morning,
Hmm.
and she sits next to me with the kid laptop with headphones on, doing her history work. It's amazing.
That's so cool.
And
I
I just,
love that
maybe she
because
won't do the exam, maybe she will. I don't know, but this is what she wants to do. This
yeah,
kid this year, so
and I love that. You know,
and the other one is
often
just doing Pokemon 24/7. So
exactly,
it's
exactly,
not like we're a pushy academic family. It's just
exactly, and I think that's really important for people to understand. It's when you come out of that rigid structure that everybody has to do this then and this then and this
yeah.
then and this then and this then, and you open up that freedom to go where your child wants to go with their learning, and and that learning can look like anything, really, because we're
Yeah.
learning all the time as human
But then
beings.
I find that as myself, like Sophia announcing she wanted to do her GCSEs, like I, it turns out that I had some work to do.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
sometimes we say won't put pen to paper for for a month or 2 months or something.
yeah,
And I start to feel like
yeah,
we're not writing, we're not doing literacy, we didn't do grammar for like 2 months. And I
yeah,
realized, okay, so this is my deschooling.
yes,
This is my triggering because I was raised in this system and I was,
yeah, yeah, and so
back in the day when nobody cared, we didn't turn up to school for 3 weeks because that's I think I essentially home educated myself by just voting with my feet. Still scraped all my passes that I needed. There's the lesson. Um, but yeah, it turns
that's
out that a lot of their home ed is about me soothing myself
oh my
so that
gosh,
I can allow them to choose their own
yeah. I'm so
journeys.
glad you said that because that's what we've been doing for the last 2 years. You know, it's coming up for two
It's
years
like
for us in
constant.
January
Wow, congrats.
since she came out of school, and the kind of decompressing process
Yeah.
and takes
And also
way
after
longer than you
school,
think it's going to.
yes.
Takes way longer. So if you're like, well, they've been out for a month, like that's nothing.
Yeah, that's
It will take
nothing.
ages.
They
It
say
will
like
take
it's a
ages.
month for every year they've been in education is like
Hmm.
a benchmark. But then you have the local authority because obviously we still like it's important that people know that our kids are safe, isn't it? But
Yeah.
we we send these reports and our kids have never been to school, so they don't I'm in quite a lot of ways, especially now I'm working with mostly families who have, emotion-based school avoidance. I actually really hate that phrase because it centers a problem in the child, but as opposed because it's actually the environment, isn't it? That
Yes.
they're not safe enough
It's
to access it. Therefore, they're sensibly protecting themselves
yes.
by not putting themselves in a position. It took me therapy to stop putting myself in positions where I had to betray myself.
Yeah.
But when our children do it because they're going to a school that is too challenging, it's too loud, it's too scary, it's whatever.
Hmm.
That's called
Hmm.
school avoidance. Oh. Or it's awful cousin school refusing, and
Oh yeah. I mean,
I use these terms. I use EBSA because we know what it means, but I always
yes.
have to put a caveat on it that it's not an issue in the child.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
an environment of safety that we have to create as the adults because we're the adults.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100% with you on that. And the language, I've always struggled with the language. I think last time we had a conversation, you know, like tantrums. It took me
Oh
years to
yeah,
use the word tantrum. It was around that time when we spoke before that I was starting to put that in my messaging because that's some of the
that's the
terminology
vocabulary
that other
people
people
know.
use,
Yeah.
right? But I'm just like, ooh. For me, yeah, it didn't sit well. But
Yeah, but I think it's something sometimes people connect. Like people will see us use the term EBSA, in our marketing copy and
uh-huh,
in our blog posts.
uh-huh.
We blog a lot right now. I need to get it out.
Yes,
um,
yeah,
and yeah, so people will see that and then they'll know that we're a safe place to help them. So I've had
yes,
to sort of come to peace with,
yeah,
but I always
exactly.
have to explain it as I go as well. Like,
And
the
have
problem's not your kid. Problem's never the
yeah, it's
kids.
never the kid. Yeah, so having an understanding, having language. You just got to have a language so that we can people can find the support that they need.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, and just be as clear as we can that of our heart, our intentions.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that's part of where the trauma informed educators course, it's like an online course that I created it for our tutors.
Hmm.
And then I was talking about, so people can buy it as well.
Hmm.
Like, so hopefully, well, I've actually been invited into a school in the new year.
Yay!
It's so exciting.
Amazing.
So, one day, hopefully it'll get out to, schools and institutions and things. It's just
Hmm.
my bandwidth and
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
needing to hire more staff, I think, and having to. So my next bit is to be brave and to
Hmm.
hire people so that we can level up. But I'll
Yeah,
borrow that into 2026, I think. I need to do a bit more
yeah.
tapping on that.
And well, we can have a conversation. Maybe that's something. Because one of the things I want to do with
Yeah,
the
a bit of
collective
response receiving, isn't it?
is to have guest sessions in there, and for other people to, put their stuff into the collective, so that's something we can have a chat about as well.
Very exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I think it's part of where the reason for that course. Yeah, it was for our tutors, but also because this language is not really understood. So schools, and I remember this being a teacher, I did a PGCE
Hmm.
and you do 1 year and they're like, off you go.
Yeah.
Don't know what you're doing. You have no idea what you're doing. And there is, you do get 1 year of sort of half-hearted supervision where you have
Uh-huh.
like a senior member. It's called the
Well, you're
induction
an
year.
NQT, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah, NQT, and now it's called ECT, like early career teachers, but you're still swimming on your own, and
Mm.
and and the feedback I'm getting from a lot of people. So I put stuff just on my local, my Facebook profile, and we have local teachers messaging, the guides leaders at
Hmm.
our daughter's group, and just saying, could I feel like this.
Mm.
Help. We all feel like this. We all know that there's stuff going on, but we don't have the training and we don't know who could provide it. So hopefully there's some scope for.
Amazing.
You know,
And
it's just like
and it's
society
about getting
learning,
it
isn't
out there, isn't it? It's about getting it to as many places as possible so that,
it?
you know, people can be, well, feel more confident, but also the kids are getting what they need, you know?
Yeah. But it
Yeah.
is, it's so similar to gentle parenting and conscious parenting because especially as staff and as you know, obviously I'm in like the tutoring arena and not schools
Mm-hmm.
at the moment, but we're in loco parentis.
Yeah, yeah.
We are
Mm-hmm.
we're the adult figures. We should be and we must be the sources of regulation and safety because
Mm-hmm.
who else is there? It's
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
And so we should take that as the honor it really is
Mm-hmm.
and take it with the seriousness that it needs. And of course, I feel like this is probably a different podcast, a different rant, but the whole, you know, there just isn't enough money and teaching support staff are being caught and you know, people are trying their best and
Yeah.
drowning and the children aren't winning. So lots of big things need to change. And it's not just about us learning, you know, there's a big wider picture, isn't there? But also
Totally
we can
is.
do what we can do and we can do a lot as individual people.
Yeah.
Very exciting time.
Amazing. Oh, it's been so great to
Yeah.
hear and share with people in sport, inside the Parent Sport Collective, people on my list, people are out in the world who can
Yeah.
watch this. And so, if you're wanting to find out more about Laura and the fantastic services that she offers, there'll be links below this so you can click on and connect with her. And if you're wanting to join the Parent Support Collective, come and find out what we're doing there, collaborate in there, and all the juiciness that is, then come and join us in there as well. Laura's in there as well, and hopefully we'll see more of her in there as well. So thank you so
Thank you for
much.
getting me on school. It's great.
Yay! You're so welcome. It's really exciting. Do you know it's one of the things I've with these interviews as well. I've had two people who are like haven't had a done an interview or anything for ages. You're my first one back. And I've had
Cool.
so many people that I've done their very first live with them on social media and stuff. It's just like, it seems to be, it's a bit of a something that is there for me. It's like, come and I will support you to get visible and, you know, show your face and take that next leap, that next step. So, yeah. Yeah. So I'm with these conversations, very keen to showcase all the amazing people in the Parent Support Collective and, you know, provide different resources really to grow a really great supportive space. So, yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming and joining me today.
Thank you for having me.